Yeah, it's our time to shine. Show that's the kind of state of mind you gotta combine with hard work and time.
Good kill.
Climb to the top. Don't let yourself drop till your heart stops. Let this beat rock. Got a new clock and a new start for this new rock. Just let your mind loose from the new stuff. Drunk off the goose, yeah, thinking that I'm too caught. Getting caught with a few thoughts. Cause I'm too lost. Speakers can't even handle me. Even what I got, nobody's gonna drain my energy. And I will never stop with motivation.
I'll find another one.
Harrisburg.
Oh, what a smoke kill.
Oh,
Ian. Okay.
So let me break it
Another opener, again, finding his way through Jorwill's defense so very well. The low is going to launch there. Again, just chunking through Jorwill's HP, not able to get anything there.
So, you know, we get our damage in, we keep it going. As you see, the Toon Link is already at 81% from a couple hits. So, like I said, 69% on the forward tilt. Little greedy from the Samus there on the forward air.
So much damage. Able to continue this pressure. Exostormer needs to get something started here. This does look like it's going to go the way of Jorwill. Not quite going to be enough to do it. So immediately slipping, getting a side switch there. Mango into the corner, but Mango finding his way out. Getting his launcher, continuing to a lot of damage. He's able to win at least force around 4. He threw out a move, and nothing happened there. And Harrison has expressed distaste with this character. So it'll be interesting to see how he's able to play into them. That being said,
Cloud does allow you to allow you to hit this.
So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never know I'm taking that
damage here, continuing this into even more, using his heat engager to bring Kolion all the way over into the wall. Continuing with even more damage there, but Kolion in a bad position here. If Flo can find one solid hit, it could be.
taking that crown from you. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never give it up, I ain't never know I'm taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't gonna make
does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh, can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fed up with these expectations. They keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend.
Main Wilson, and I go by Fo. I play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and Tekken 8 for the HU Soren. Daru Ino versus Teresa in the grand finals of Combo Breaker for Guilty Gear Xrd Revelator 2. I'll say Rhythm and Balance from Sonic Adventure 2. I'll say one thing that people don't realize is the structure that goes in it. A lot of people just think it's a group of guys just playing the game, but there is a lot more to it. There is a lot of different intricacies in training and practice with your team. You have to remember that we are all our own person, and a lot of us learn differently, so that makes the journey a lot more colorful. Ego check, but I might say myself, honestly. I feel like I say a lot of unhinged things that throw people off, and it gives them a little chuckle every now and then. Probably the Tekken player Chikarin, because we play the same character, which is Lily. He also plays another character, Clive, but ideally I'd like to play him in the Lily mirror match, and it'd be awesome if I won, because he's been a big inspiration. Definitely my teammate Gant, because he's been the one who's called out the most of my bad habits. Outside of HU and CFGC, my favorite opponent was probably someone named Lunar. It was a fun experience because I usually struggle pretty hard against that character, but I felt like I was able to understand the matchup a little better from playing them. Going to Marauder Mayhem with the Smash team, one of my biggest things when signing up for a team at the school was being able to go to like LAN events. Fun experience because we all got food together before the event started, then we all ate dinner together afterwards, and I felt like it was a really good team bonding experience. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, etc. Everything across the board is at Phononimal, Phononimal.
to get off that darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down.
ask you the same questions. All right, I'm gonna start. Can you say your name and gamer tag one more time?
My name is Todd Sanders, and my tag is usually Exostorm. I'll be graduating as a part of the class of 2026. I am working with the Super Smash Bros. Team as a team manager, but I also play on CFGC, Blizzard Games, Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves, and Tekken 8. I had been out of school for a few years. I tried to come back before, and it just kind of never really clicked. And then, so when talking through it with family and stuff, it kind of like, well, let's just get, if all you want is a degree, then just kind of like find something you're interested in. Harrisburg had the esports degree program, and they got back to me real fast. Everybody was really, it was a really helpful experience trying to just get into the door, and it was very quick. So it was something that I really looked forward to, and I've been having a good time coming out here. Favorite esports moment of all time? I think probably, I guess I'll go for cliche answer instead, and like Taquito winning Evo, I want to say 2017, 2018. And the fighting games are a great moment. That's one of those moments that really speaks to you. Favorite pre-game song?
Chat, we are back with another banger of a Marvel Rivals game. Today we have a special game, but more importantly, my casting partner looks a little different. We got a pretty special person over here.
Hey, what's up, chat? It's me, your boy, Taze. I've been around. I've done a couple of these casts before. I was here my freshman year at Hugh. Maybe you remember me from then. Maybe not. I don't know. But no, we got a really special match for everyone today. We have HU versus DePaul. Now, currently, this is being played under Mace. HU is 6-2 in the series, and DePaul is undefeated at 8-0. However, we have a little thing. HU is the only team that has been able to take a map off of DePaul. Every single game for DePaul this season has been a clean 2-0 sweep, except for us. And today, we are going to win that match. We're gonna dethrone DePaul. We're gonna make them take that L. Because we're 7-0 in PCL. We're top seed. We're the goats. We're the underdogs. We're the ones that have come in here, disrupt this Marvel Rivals industry. I guess I don't. I don't know, man. We're gonna break it up today. We're gonna shake it up. We're gonna dethrone the kings. Show them who the true kings are.
Yes, we're taking over NetEase with this game, ladies and gentlemen. As Tay said, we are the only team to take a map off of DePaul, and if we could get one, we can get two. And you know what happens after two? We win the game by getting 3. GG, go next, hold that. So, with that being said.
You know what they say, what comes after 3? 4. Jin's favorite number, sorry. I like League of Legends, what can I say?
Guys, if you couldn't tell, we might have a League player in the midst.
Guilty.
It's okay. We're gonna watch another game with ability slop. Let's make a new gaming genre.
There's so much visual clutter.
Yes, my wretched ability slot. But as we enter the pick and ban phase, we got 5 seconds to see what our first pick here is. But we got both of these teams hovering over some comps per chance. See the Paul, could be teasing us with a Blade. I feel like based on my past castings, I haven't seen too much Blade, so that'd be a treat to see. But
both teams going with is that both teams going for a Gambit ban there?
I think that is Elsa for us. Yeah, Elsa Bloodstone for us and Gambit for DePaul.
Oh, is that Elsa? Why are they both red hairs? Why are there so many characters with the same colored hair in this game?
Gambit is no longer alone in the redhead category.
No, but that does throw a little bit of a wrench into our comp. Our team does like to run a little bit of a triple tank comp, running Tank Pool, Mag, Strange, and Rogue for the primary tanks, with Iron Fist on DPS, Invisible Woman, Loki, and Gambit for the healers. So not having that Gambit is going to throw a little bit of a wrench in there for Ryan today. Do I see him? Yeah, there he is. Hemlore. Yeah, we got Ryan in here.
Yeah, that we do. But you do see HU Storm at least saving the Invisible Woman for this comp,
Yeah.
Granted, the Gambit is a big piece of this comp, but the Invisible Woman also plays a huge part. But just guaranteeing the support save. We could see the Loki save here, or we could try to save that Iron Fist. Iron Fist being the sole DPS in this comp.
Oh,
but we
saved
bank
with
on the
Luna.
Luna. Just going for the alternative for Gambit. You know, no matter the point in time in this game, Loki, Luna Snow, double Luna Snow will always be strong.
It's always powerful.
It will always be broken.
They might try and nerf it as much as possible, but there's no stopping that double Luna. It is insane.
We see DePaul here banning out, or saving the Blade. They do actually commit to the Blade and banning out the Punisher for the Storm. Also saving a Thing here, so we could be seeing definitely more of a brawl-esque comp coming from DePaul. You know, they want to get in there. They want to scrap.
If I remember correctly, the HU coach Jacob did tell me that last time that they played them, they did like that dive comp. So after they played these teams, this is when they kind of came up with the triple tank comp as a counter to it. And we did get the Moon Knight ban, getting that out for DePaul, get that away from them. And we do see the Iron Fist. I think that's Invisible Woman. We got the Rogue, we got Tank Pool, we got Strange, and we got Luna. So Ryan not on his main character, but we do still get the Luna. We get that first big healer ult in there. We get a second denial healer ult, Tank Pool to just throw more visual clutter in their faces because we need more of that. Honestly,
why not? Right?
More visual clutter. If I can see my screen, something is not right. But we do have DePaul with the triple healer comp. It looks like. Yep, triple healer. We got. Which one is that again? Which blonde one is that?
That is Cloak and Dagger.
Okay, so we got Cloak and Dagger. We got to swap over to, is that DPS pool? I'm pretty sure that's DPS. No, that's Tank Pool.
Tank Pool on both sides.
Yeah, we got Tank Pool on both sides. So we got Cloak and Dagger. We got Rocket for DePaul. Tank Pool, the Thing, Magic. You know, they're playing for the vibes. You know. And we got Blade. He's honestly one of my favorites. I love me a sword go-in character. I love Genji. He's the closest to Genji, I think, probably.
We got two sword peeps on the DePaul side over here, but does look like we are going to get an early Strange portal from the Storm just to get that early map control, as DePaul just have a standard rollout, you know.
That's a little bit of a lag back from DePaul there, it looked like, bouncing around there.
Maybe.
Ooh. All right, we're getting into the action fast here.
Yeah, as we see, it's got Pycron poking out. Nice early positioning from the Storm here, but we have Darth Gaffner. I can't read his name fully, but we have DePaul's Thing just striking away, but Merc with the 2K on the side of the Storm. The Iron Fist putting in the work. The goal of the Storm comp is to get close, and as you see, once that Iron Fist gets in close, it's just so hard to get him away from him. Early Deadpool ult from the side of the Storm. I'm all yours, getting a huge ult just to shift momentum, or keep momentum on their favor. As the Storm do cap the point at first, Pycron just meleeing away, trying to target that Deadpool. No one really falling after those two early picks, but what matters here is that the Storm do keep up the point percentage. I'm all yours getting a kill on the opposing tank pool, and the Storm will be up one as we see DePaul trying the soft reset here.
It does look like Sora managed to push them back a little bit, which is exactly what they want to do. They want to get that Iron Fist into that back line and be able to peel for it, creating as much space as possible. And they might be able to take down the Thing here. Nope.
They don't take down Thing.
We do get a Rocket ulti out, though.
That we do. We get Rocket ulti out, and the Thing does pop his ult, and at least no kills. But even then, it turns out that the Rocket ult from DePaul was enough to shift the point control. DePaul with a very clean reset into a very swift fight.
The question is it worth it? They did use 2 ults there to HU's 1.
Looking at the ult economy, at the very least, we do have C&D ult and we do have Blade ult, as opposed to our Strange ult and the Luna ult. So we could see a clash of ults here. Eye of Agamotto is going to be a huge playmaker, especially if we could get it on top of that Cloak and Dagger.
There's the Luna Snow ulti out.
Both sides using support. Excuse me. Both sides using support ults here. As we see Dark Child come out from DePaul, but the Luna Snow ult is still going on for a bit, but that does not matter as the Blade ult is absolutely massive. And DePaul, again, it seems like DePaul's fights are swift and clean. If the fight drags out, that's where the Storm shines. But if DePaul can get nice early picks, that is their game.
Yeah, and we did see that. We did see the just absolute sweep there. It looked like the Storm tried to hold on as long as possible, but they weren't able to get that Invisible Woman's ult up fast enough. It's been sitting at around 90% for 2 fights now. We do still have the Strange ult, but they have Tank Pool ult up, and they're about to have the Thing ult up here as well.
The thing getting very low there, but fortunately able to get out as we see DePaul's DPS ult come out as well, or DPS or tank pool ult come out as well as the thing ult. But no kills on either side except for Hemlor, and now we do see DePaul's blade fall. Low health on a lot of players from the Storm as we see Pycron fall. There is a fight on point. Storm trying to contest it, but 1-for-1 trade here. DePaul still having the point as it's ticking up for the Storm. They either want to win this fight fast or lose this fight fast. As percentage just ticking up, Hemlor huge kill onto DePaul's Magic. As we see just bullets raining in from DePaul. The fight is still breaking out. We see the thing getting the right clicks in. Lots of damage, but no bodies are falling. That's definitely worse for the Storm in this situation, as we see the cleanups come in from DePaul.
And unfortunately, it doesn't look like the Iron Fist and Rogue, the center point of their dive comp, is down. But we do have Iron Fist and Rogue running back as fast as possible. So as long as they can keep this OT up on this point, they may be able to stall this out, but it does not look like they're going to be able to hold on to it, and point 1 is going to go over to DePaul here.
Yeah, very promising first fight from the Storm, but after that, DePaul just woke up, I guess, and after that, it was simply their show. Every fight ended pretty fast. The last fight definitely was the longest, but unfortunately, the Storm just couldn't get any of those huge picks to turn the point.
My question is, are we going to see any switches here from either side? I don't think that they're going to switch, but those fights were quick and decisive from DePaul, which is exactly what they want. HU tried to stall out as long as possible, but it was not enough. Yeah, I feel honestly, like the ult charge thing, that gets to me. Those ults were coming up so fast. Within like the first 15 seconds of the match, they had 2 ultimates down and running at the same time. I don't understand it, honestly. I used to play this game, and I still don't get it. Like,
it's the nature of these comps. Like both of these comps, like they thrive in the brawl. The more hit markers we're getting, the more ults are popping out, which is why I'm going to go back.
It does look like we did get a switch here from the Storm. We got a Thor coming out instead of the Rogue. It looks like they're going to try and switch up that dive a little bit, try and be a little bit tankier on the back line, get some more AoE out damage out. But it does look like DePaul is sticking with the same strategy. Blade ult up already, Rocket ult up already, all used within the first 8 seconds of the match.
For the Storm,
and that is a full sweep on the Storm.
Perfectly fine in terms of the ult economy. We want to get these ults out early. The Storm died very fast. As you see, the point is just opening. So not too much percent coming in for DePaul. So for the Storm, we take that. That's fine. But 2 ults out for that.
That does mean that the Strange Portal is going to be burned until a little bit later, but it does look like Iron Fist is able to get into the back line, get a little bit of damage off there, peel off, and use that Luna Snow ult to their advantage, stay alive in this brawl, get as much damage out as possible, get those ult charges up, and we have another sweep from DePaul, getting our team down fast. We did manage to get one
trying
ult up.
to take back the point here, but it is a futile effort as we get jump scared, but it's fine. But not as fine for Merc, because we will be seeing a stagger here. Very big stagger. Every second counts, especially with how fast these fights are going. Every second counts. You can't afford a stagger like that. So
and they have that rocket respawn right there on point. So even if the Storm manages to take down someone on DePaul, they're just going to pop right back up on point.
Exactly. As we see DePaul trying to take an early fight here. Loki Field does go down for the side of Storm, but it does not do enough. As we see Eye of Agamotto come out, but the stage geography does not want the Storm to win this fight, as DePaul gets saved a little from the wall coming down. As we see a 1-for-1 trade, and then another Blade ult comes out to close out this fight for DePaul. It seems even Guang himself does not want the Storm to win this game.
Really doesn't. I mean, it's unfortunate that the Storm's had a good showing up till now. They've managed to take maps off of them, and it is just game 1. But this is that rematch. This is that grudge match for the HU Storm. They want to win this. They have a lot on the line here. They do manage to take down the Thing. They swapped over to the Thing versus Thing.
Yeah, if you can't beat them, join them. As you see, the thing change is working out. You saw the Pulse Thing try to go for an early ult, but it did not work out too well. As you see, the Storm do win the fight. The Thing change cleans it up swiftly, and even though we are 99-0, we can do it back. Let's see how I'm All Yours' Sting ult plays into this next fight. We could see the Storm try to do something similar. As we see Sarov popping a very early Cloak and Dagger ult, you know, just getting it out there because of the Loki clone, so why not, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was going to run out at some point there anyways. It looks like they copied it early on in the round, looking for that possible ult during the fight, but they just cleaned up way too fast. I think the thing is honestly what they might have been missing in this comp with how everything's structured. Like, Thing versus Thing is a really hard matchup since they both just sit there spamming right click. But we do see the C&D ult from DePaul come out here.
Yeah, the C&D ult does get an early kill, and then you see Merc get a follow-up kill. So we might see the Paul just reset here. We're at 99. There's no reason to stagger anymore. Let's just regroup and then take our next clean fight. The last time they did something similar, it did not go in HU's favor, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Reset.
That magic skin looking great.
Yeah, the new magic skin does look super cool. Can't even lie.
I love the sword effects.
But what I do love even more is this DePaul ult from their tank pool. We do see one kill on the side of DePaul.
Two
into
and
two,
three.
into three, into four, and let's get a 5. And can we get a 6?
It does not look like they're going to be able to pick up the Loki with Loki just hanging around, possibly being able to stall this out.
Oh,
no, so close.
Not get out of Cloak in time. Shouldn't say Cloak. It's not get out of Stealth in time. And unfortunately, the Storm are not going to be able to get another recontest as DePaul go up 1-0 in a very convincing fashion, Tiz.
Yeah, that was a very fast win from DePaul. It does show why they are the front runners for MACE right now. It honestly looked clean. Like their team play looked great together. Their fights looked great together. Their ult economy looked great. The Storm, it honestly seemed like they were trying to play second fiddle. They were trying to find their footing for most of the match. And towards the end, they did find it, but it was a little bit too little too late. And you can see the stats here, just how dominant DePaul was here with all of those kills and assists coming out with as few deaths as possible. It does seem like I said, HU was just trying to find their footing, trying to find where everything worked in together, and it was a little too late. Now, I am hoping that we are going to pick it up here on map 2. So, we did manage to take one off before, so there is always that possibility that we bring that back. They found their footing now. They know what DePaul's playing like. This is the warm-up, you know? Game 1 is the warm-up. We still got 2 more games going here.
Exactly. And different game mode too.
True. We got push. We got I don't know what other game modes are.
We have payload and payload 2.
Payload. We love payload.
You know, we troll on the control maps and then we win on the payload maps.
I honestly think the payload maps are a little bit more interesting since they're drawn out a little bit more, and the fights seem to take place over a wider area of the stage rather than that centralized fight. And we are going into second pick ban phase here. It is going to be interesting to see if Storm sticks with the same comp or if they're going to change it up a little bit and try something a little different. But that triple DPS or that triple tank, single DPS, double healer comp has seemed to work for most of their PCL matches. But this isn't PCL anymore. This is MACE. They're the ones trying to catch up to DePaul here. So are they going to switch it up or are they going to stick with it? It does seem like they're trying to stick with it, and it looks like DePaul is going to throw a possible Hulk into the mix here.
A big fan of the Blade ban coming in from the Storm as well. Going back to the end game stats from game 1, the Blade definitely had the most final blows. I mean, was the team MVP, but the stat line is where you see it all. Any ult that the Blade popped, the Storm just couldn't kite it. They just couldn't get away from it, and that really was a lot of the fight deciders. But one of the big factors for the Storm's comp is that Gambit, and as you see it again, DePaul banning the Gambit out in the second turn. But we do see the Storm shoot for the save on the Iron Fist over the Gambit as well. We will see if that comes back to bite them. I know the Iron Fist is a big player in this comp. As we saw in the last game, we are able to just shift from Gambit to Luna Snow. Granted, the last game did not turn out as well as we'd hope.
We see Ryan there on his phone browsing through Discord. You know, keep them DMs hit. Oh, what's he typing? Who's he texting? Is his mom there?
He's texting mom. How do we beat this team, bro?
Yeah, he's got to call in. He's got to call in that extra support, you know.
Exactly. We might have to call in an emergency sub on what we want to do, but we do see the Loki save for the Storm, and we see the Magic save for DePaul.
We do have the Hulk ban there, so DePaul was able to hold on to the thing, but was not able to hold on to that Hulk.
Yeah, definitely.
That honestly would have been really hard there, just dealing with double front line, just in your face, punching you, getting through those shields. I honestly think that's kind of where the HU Storm fell behind there, is they had that blade and thing both in your face, hitting you through the shield. Shield's only effective if you're shooting at you, really. Like, it's good at blocking. It's good at blocking a lot of projectiles and soaking up a lot of that ranged poke damage, but it's not great. Oh, we got the vibes comp here. We got the vibes comp. We got the Black Widow and we got the Magic. You know, they're playing for the vibes. I hope it goes better than that match, though, you know?
It's okay. Our own vibes will be up as the Storm do close the ban phase with the Moon Knight once again. Storm's comp definitely wants to be in your face. As you mentioned, that Hulk ban is a big ban for this, as we don't want two frontlining tanks that can out-scrap us, and that goes for the Moon Knight as well. We don't want to... The Moon Knight... If the enemy team is close, the Moon Knight is going to get the freest ult charge ever. If you thought the beginning of last game's ult charge was fast, imagine a Moon Knight going against the Storm comp here.
Yeah,
so good ban at the end there.
I'm a Moon Knight enjoyer. I got Lord on Moon Knight. I love him so much. He's such a unique character, but also he is incredibly oppressive in ranked. Even in a competitive scene like this, just being able to bounce your crescents off of everyone and being able to get that ult and zone off entire points. Just being able to block that out. And now, I'm not going to lie, I would like to see the Storm pull out a Magneto here. I do think that it might do a little bit better than the Strange, since Magneto is able to just soak up more damage, and his ultimate's able to block a lot more.
Yeah,
and we are going to see a fast 77% from ult charge on Deadpool from DePaul here.
Make that a fast 100%.
There it is. Yep, it's already
just
out.
Just like that, the DePaul tank pull ult is out. We see an early pick onto Merc for the side of DePaul, getting that one up on the Storm into not even basically, literally just team wipe.
That was just a fast sweep there, getting DePaul that early push on that point. Now Storm's gonna have it looks like they might have one chance here to stop them from pushing this to that midway point, getting that spawn point closer. Now,
yeah, one of the biggest
that was
things,
incredibly fast from that Deadpool. I even saw him upgrading his guns mid fight. Oh,
nice.
All right, we got a tech pause from our coach Jacob here. Now, I'm kind of interested to see what this tech pause is about. I do kind of hope that they restructure their comp a little bit here. You know, look towards that Magneto. Like I said, I love Magneto as well. Voiced by one of my favorite voice actors, voicing Obi-Wan Kenobi. I love Obi-Wan Kenobi, man.
W plug. It's okay though. Magneto will indeed find the chosen one on this comp. But
he'll bring Luke Skywalker into the fight. Just pull Star Wars into here. Just I don't even know with this game anymore. You know, that might end up happening at some point.
All right, we're heading back into this game though. I do like your mention of the Magneto, and it looks like someone on DePaul is lagging.
It looks like DePaul might have a DC.
Yeah, their thing might
that is a lot of lag coming through from DePaul's side. You see them bouncing around, they're stuttering around. I mean, the Storm's going to take every advantage that they can get here. Get that early get that. Oh wait, this isn't Black Widow. Who is this?
This is Elsa Bloodstone.
Who?
She is one of the newest DPS, or she is the newest DPS, I should say.
So is she like Ashe from Overwatch or something?
I mean, she has a long-range ability, but not really. She's more like a dive-esque character. She wants to be in your face, but all of her abilities have a follow-up that is kind of like Ashe's gun.
Okay. And we do see the Cloak and Dagger ult coming out here from the Storm, getting them in that space to push back DePaul a little bit, get them some of that ult charge up. We did also get a Deadpool ult, it looks like.
Yeah, and we could see the DePaul, the little lag spike from DePaul's thing come back to bite them, as the Storm are snowballing that fight win a little bit, just holding them back. able to get the cart to move backwards here. But we do see the Strange ult coming online. We also see the Iron Fist ult up, as well as at least one support ult with the C&D ult here. So, but we do have to look at DePaul.
They got a bunch of ults sitting here. They got 4 ults ready to be used, and it looks like they used 1. There's 2 ults out.
We do see Pycron get a pick on the Elsa Bloodstone. That is a big pick. But DePaul is ult dumping. They really want to win this fight here. But the Emma Frost ult from the Storm coming into play. But it doesn't seem to be enough as we see Hemor fall on the Cloak and Dagger. And then the rest of the team follows. All that's left is Merc and Swarov hoping to get out and not stagger themselves.
Now, I am glad to see that we're getting to see a lot of Sarab here in the back line. He looks like he's doing as much as he can, trying to stagger them, trying to get on that thing. But it just looks like DePaul's healing is way too much. Like, I see Sarab back there in the back line beating away, and the thing is HP bar just does not move.
Yeah, a big thing from the last game was that the supports only died like twice at most on the side of DePaul. If the supports live, then they get value. And these supports are living for DePaul. As again, Taze, the health bars are just not going down. But on the side of the Storm, it's like they don't even have health.
Yeah, and we did see a attempted Eye of Agamotto there from DePaul, but it was canceled by one of the Storm abilities. Right there in the replay. You see it right there. He tried to pop it. Nothing went through, though. We stopped that.
Little does that matter, though, as DePaul just win the fight anyways. And as we look at their Strange's ult charge, he's almost back. He's almost back up to his Eye of Agamotto. But Swarov entering with a Cloak and Dagger clone. Very aggressive clone, trying to get that space away. And then we see Pycron follow up with an Eye of Agamotto. 2 picks on the side of the Storm, followed by a 3rd coming in from Swarov. Able to get this fight cleaned up. Very nice and tidy. Not a single person dying on the side of the Storm.
Who's the one playing Iron Fist? I can't remember their name. I thought that was Sarab.
That is Merc on Iron Fist.
Okay.
Sarav's on Loki.
I can't remember whose name is who. Sorry, I was misnaming them earlier. I love seeing Merc on there. Like, I can't keep people's names straight.
That's perfect. That is perfectly fine. All that matters is that we win the fight. But as we see,
we do have a second C&D ult
come in from DePaul, and as you mentioned, the C&D ult is out. We do see DePaul Strange coming in for an Eye of Agamotto from the top rope. Doesn't lead to anything, though. We do see Hemor fall on the C&D. That is a big backline character falling. And DePaul are trying their hardest to get the cleanup kills, and the cleanup kills are coming in. A trade in from Merc onto the Cloak and Dagger, but is it going to be enough to secure this fight, or at least reset neutral here? No, it is not, as we see Merc getting chased down, and no one is there to help him. You are all alone, but
he did manage to stall there for a decent amount of time.
Big
and he
stall.
manages to get that heal off right there, get some of that damage reduct, and be able to just stall out even longer, which is what this Iron Fist seems great at doing, is stalling those points while everyone else goes down. We do have an Iron Fist ult going out. Is it going to be able to find anyone, or is he just going to be bounced around? It looks like they're going to counter ult with Cloak and Dagger and just stop that Iron Fist in its tracks.
Beautiful kiting from DePaul, as the Iron Fist ult just does not get any value, followed by their own Cloak and Dagger ult. But we will see if this Emma Frost ult is able to turn into any picks, as the fields of healing is just too much. The Storm can't handle it as a Dark Child comes out from DePaul. But we do see Wolverine picks, and we do see Tank Pool picks coming in from DePaul, as well as a Dark Child pick coming in. No kills from the side of the Storm, but it is all red on the side of DePaul, as I'm All Yours tries to get out. With 34 HP, he does get out, but the chase is coming in. Let's see if we can get this trade kill, see if there's any greed coming in from DePaul. Big Wolverine ult coming in from DePaul as it cleans up all of these bodies, and DePaul should be able to cap this point here.
I have no idea how Wolverine managed to live that there. He was on a sliver of white health, and the rest of it was all blue.
The Wolverine passive coming in clutch.
If he didn't manage to get back to his team there, I feel like he would have been picked out, and that might have given them a chance. And it does seem like the Storm does manage to pick him off anyways, but that was still a huge amount of value. We do see the Loki ult coming through, grabbing Cloak and Dagger, and it looks like they might try and stall here a little bit longer with that Cloak and Dagger ult, just stopping DePaul in their tracks, trying to burn as much time as possible.
We do see a lot. We do see some good picks coming in from the Storm, able to finally halt this momentum coming in from DePaul. Only 2 picks, but it is enough to push them back. And let's see if we could get any cleanup shots, but it looks like both teams are just kind of trying to reset neutral. The Storm going back to the point, getting that point control. So as we see the tank pool come in from DePaul, no picks coming in, but we do see Hemler follow up with a big cloak and dagger ult around the point, just getting that point control in, making sure that DePaul can't get any progress, just holding them back. We want to make sure they're in the spawn. But Swarov getting a pick on the Wolverine, that is a big pick, as Wolverine is relatively tanky for a DPS, and the Dark Shout gets canceled from I'm All Yours. That is a big pick, because we don't have that ult for this fight for any trades or for the next fight. But we do see a little bit of a desperation ult coming in from DePaul with the cloak and dagger ult. It doesn't seem to be enough. It looks like it's just stalling the inevitable. Potential staggers may come in from the Storm. There are 10 seconds left on the clock as we see Mercs come in with a Iron Fist ult, followed by another Swarov clone onto the cloak and dagger. Again, just covering up the point. But a big Eye of Agamotto coming in from DePaul. They are trying their hardest to live. Wolverine very low, but back up. Let's see, this Max Rage could lead to any tank shredding. I'm All Yours getting a pick on the tank pool, followed by a huge Eye of Agamotto from Pycron, and that should clean up the fight. The Storm able to halt DePaul on point, or on the 3rd point. Beautiful hold from the Storm, making sure they couldn't get anywhere out of the spawn door after capturing the 2nd point there.
Now, the Storm is going to try and have to match that 35 meters. They're going to have to push it as far, if not farther than DePaul, if they want to be able to take this map. The question is the Storm going to be able to do that? We saw a great hold from them there, and it does look like they were able to take that momentum. It looks like that possible tech pause was enough to be able to let them get their footing back, get that breather in, be able to rethink some things here. I do like the Wolverine pick, but it honestly doesn't seem like it was doing a whole lot right there than just dumping as much damage into the thing as possible, and it... Honestly, I don't love the Wolverine pick. I understand it. They're looking for a counter to the Iron Fist here, but the Iron Fist is just so dominant in that backline. And we do have someone on DePaul that has not locked in a champ yet. And we do have the new red-haired character. I'm just going to call her Ash. We have Ash. The one with the B on the back of their jacket.
Nettie's just going to get you.
DePaul
does lock back in the Elsa Bloodstone.
And it looks like DePaul is pulling out the Obi-Wan Kenobi, using them force powers, throwing around chunks of metal. It's just a giant metal lightsaber type thing. It's Magneto. Now, is it going to be able to do anything here? It is a great stop to those healer ults if you're able to land that ult perfectly onto the cloak and dagger. If they are able to make that get that utility off and be able to use that to stop those ults, it is going to be a huge game changer that may switch this map in favor of DePaul. Now the question is HU going to be able to take as much momentum as DePaul did here right at the start? If HU is able to match them and be able to get that early team wipe and push DePaul back, they might be able to match them. And they do look like they were able to take down the Magneto there really quick.
Yeah, that's a huge first pick. Even though this tank pool does get the ult up, that Magneto pick is massive. That's one front line down. It gives the Storm so much space. So we see Swarov about 70% to the Loki ult. That'll also be a big playmaker here. But DePaul does get a trade back on the Pycron, and then followed by another pick onto I'm All Yours. But Blitz keeping it even, 2-2 picks. But DePaul's Magneto should be coming back very soon. This cart might get halted here for a little bit. We will see how the Storm respond. The Loki field is down, and here it is, that Loki clone coming in for the Cloak and Dagger aggro ult so they can get all that space back. Let's see who we're looking at here. Who are we targeting? The Storm going into the side room. Big pick onto the thing, followed by the Cloak and Dagger. Big frontline pick, big backline pick. The Storm should be able to clean up this fight with relative ease.
Now, we did hear the clawering time come down from the side of DePaul, so that is a burned ult that did not seem like it got a whole lot of value. And Iron Fist does fall, but this is just the power of HU's triple tank right here. Iron Fist falls, but is followed up immediately by the thing with a right click to the face.
I want to point out, like you mentioned earlier about the Wolverine not working, the Wolverine did end up getting replaced by the Elsa, but we have yet to see if the Elsa is really the answer to the Storm's comp here. Granted, the Elsa does have ult here. Elsa ult, a big playmaker, just getting that beast in to grab people and then CC them back into the entire team. It's like a Roadhog cook on roids, essentially. But big opening pick from Blitz Slays here as we get one pick onto the C&D, followed by another pick onto the thing. These have been the biggest opening picks for the Storm. They've been 2 fights in a row. The Storm has called out the Cloak and Dagger. The Storm has called out the Thing. And it has led to all these stagger kills that are coming in. Unfortunately, not able to get that magic kill, but space is space. We won't complain about that.
We do have the Dark Child.
DePaul answering back with a Dark Child. So Rob with an immediate clone onto the Cloak and Dagger. Into Cloak and Dagger around the point. Let's see if we get Merc's Iron Fist ult coming out here. We do see that also ult come out, but no picks coming out from it. That's fortunate for the Storm, as we are looking healthy on the side of the Storm. But I'm not seeing a lot of health bars go down for DePaul either. This Iron Fist ult comes out. The Iron Fist is living, trying his hardest to sustain. Big pick onto the Thing for the side of the Storm. A lot of low health bars on the side of DePaul, but DePaul does punish Merc's greed as the Iron Fist does fall. But I'm all yours getting the trade pick onto the Magic. Again, the Storm getting these picks, able to get that extra space as we see the Magneto try to contest point. All these point contests trying to get in. We do see a recontest coming in from the Strange ult. That is a big recontest as it does force out Heimlor's ult for the Cloak and Dagger. But what matters the most here is that we get the point. If it takes an ult or two, so be it. The point is that we don't let DePaul snowball, and we are now in final fight territory with basically 5 minutes left for the Storm here.
And it's not very far for them to have to push here. They pushed them all the way back into their spawn point off of that Strange portal. And is that going to be the downfall of DePaul here? It looks like DePaul might have one chance at a fight here. If they manage to lose this, the Storm is going to take it. They have 0.19 meters, and the Storm does take map 2. This is the second time that the Storm has been able to take a map off of DePaul, and they show just how powerful the Storm is as a team.
HU Gaming Club. Are y'all not entertained?
Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? HUGC. We are fighting back. It is not going to be a sweep as it is 1-1, and we should be entering another payload map after this. But we got to talk about what was on hand here. At first, it was looking a little bit scary for the Storm.
Hey, that tech pause from Jacob, that did wonders for the Storm. I don't know what they talked about out there. I don't know what motivational thing he said, but whatever happened, that was the turning point. They came back. DePaul it seemed like they had a little bit of network connection, honestly. So, I don't know. We're going to take it, though. We are going to take it. We take every advantage that we can. We use it all. We are the scrappy underdogs here. We are the fresh team, everyone coming together. We have people that this is their first and last chance at a trophy. I mean, we have Ryan, we have Peter, both out here playing for the first time on a competitive team, and it is also their last chance as they are both seniors. Now, the Storm does have some space here to possibly be able to swap in a sub for the last round, as we do have a 9-player roster. Now, they might stick with the same roster here, but they might also look for one of those swap-ins. They might look for something a little bit more, because they have been banning out the Gambit every single round, so they might try and swap in someone other than Ryan to play that support role and be able to have a little bit more utility on the support, since it really does look like they do not want that Gambit to go through, because both teams play Gambit, and he is an incredibly strong champion from what I have seen. So is he going to be able to get through? Is he not? I think the Storm is going to have to burn another ban slot on the Moon Knight here, because if they do let that Moon Knight through, I don't think that they're going to be able to take map 3 here. And it is best of 3, so we are 1-1. We are tied up. We go into ban phase. We do have a Loki ban on the side of DePaul. It does not look like they want to play into that Loki anymore, but it looks like this is the same roster from last round.
We do see the Storm ban out the Blade again. That Blade in the first game. Oh,
we got the Gambit. We got the Gambit. Ignore everything that I just said. Ignore everything I just said. We got the Gambit saved. We got the Gambit this round.
The Gambit saved. They bank the early ban on the Loki. They feel like the Loki is a problem, but what they don't know is that we're playing for the Gambit, actually.
We want that Gambit. We're playing the Gambit here, you know? The Loki might... Oh, they saved the Moon Knight.
Big save coming in from DePaul. Like we mentioned earlier, Taze, in comps like this is where Moon Knight shines, because hit markers on hit markers on hit markers. All I have to do is left click once, and all of a sudden, I'm at 80% ult. So this is what's really going to make or break this game here is how Harrisburg kites away from the Moon Knight ults when they
It
come out.
does look like DePaul is trying to shut down the center of their comp here with that with the Iron Fist and the Loki ban. We are going to see how our coach here, we see him on the floor here walking around, got that FlyQuest hoodie on, repping that FlyQuest. We love FlyQuest here, you know. Gen G, FlyQuest, all the pro teams. We look up to them. They're what we want to be. We follow their role model. They're the leaders of this industry.
We do see an Invisible Woman say from us, you know.
We do, yeah.
And we see a Hulk ban as well. We don't even want to risk the Hulk. We haven't seen the Hulk come at play at all this series, but we don't even want to risk it.
Now the question is, we have one ban up there. Okay, that's exactly what I was going to say. Are they going to save the thing there? Or are we going to let it through to the next ban phase? We do see a Star-Lord ban come through, which is very interesting because I know that the Storm plays Star-Lord, and it is an incredibly strong alternative for this dive comp. We need something to be able to get into their backline and be able to disrupt things. Now the question is, what is the Storm going to ban last year? Home screen jump scare again.
Ooh, I mean, one of the biggest. Well, there it is.
Cloak and Dagger ban. Okay, that is very interesting. Yeah, I mean, if you don't have that Loki to be able to steal that, it is going to be. We did have a White Fox hover there.
I'm not sure if she's legal or not at the moment.
I'm pretty sure she is. MACE is not very clear on their rules about when champions are allowed to be played. From talking to Jacob earlier, it does seem like their rulebook was made in a relatively fast manner, and there are some issues and continuity errors. So it does seem like White Fox is able to be played here. But instead of the Iron Fist, it does look like we are going to be getting a Mr. Strange and Invisible Woman comp here.
Ooh, yeah, big comp change coming in from the team. We see 3 out of the 4 Fantastic Four members here. And then we have the Rogue as well. We have the Rogue and Strange to round out that triple tank line. So going for the same comp structure, just different DPS, and then adding the Rogue into that tank line as well. The Strange comp has been played before by the Storm. This is one of the comps they have tried out in past games.
Beach Ball
Indeed. And we got Disco. We have Disco Invisible Woman over here as well. But with that being said, the Storm, DePaul is also running the thing and Invisible Woman on their side as well. We will see that passive come into play.
We got that Gambit, we got the Invisible Woman, we got the Moon Knight and the Storm. This is going to be a very aggressive and pokey comp from DePaul here.
Yeah, big mention on that Gambit as we have the Rogue out. That Rogue team up, or the Gambit Rogue team up, does give Rogue so much sustain. And this team has so much sustain already with the Fantastic Four team up as well. Or actually, if I recall, that team up's gone.
I can't remember which team. Yeah, we're both washed, man.
Unk is stuck in the past. But as we have the opening play with the things here, but that doesn't matter as we see an early pick coming out from our Rogue and a big Invisible Woman ult early. Getting that early tempo on the side of the Storm with that ult, able to push them back almost to their spawn door as we see Merc getting loads and loads of picks on this Strange. Again, this Strange is a character that can somewhat poke but thrives in the brawl. The Strange does have a cleave mechanic where if he throws out his punches, he can drag it around. So again, these close fights coming in from both teams is going to rack up loads and loads of ult charge for this Mr. Fantastic, excuse me, as well as loads and loads of damage for the Storm. But on the topic of Storm, we have a Storm out from DePaul, racking up damage, 70%, almost ready for that big ult. But we have a big Gambit ult coming in from Hemlor, and that does lead to a pick coming in from Sorab. And then a follow-up pick from Pycron, another one for Sorab. Let's just clean up for the Storm. This is a very big spawn hold, or very big first choke hold coming in from the Storm, as it is relatively hard to get past this opening choke on this map.
Now, I will say, one of the hardest things about playing Moon Knight is this type of dive comp where you're able to just get into the back line, stick on him, and don't let him escape. Moon Knight does have a lot of escape tools as well as engage tools. But if you have something like this Mr. Fantastic where you're able to just get on him and stick on him, it is incredibly hard to get away and be able to utilize your totems and be able to utilize that bouncing mechanic.
But it doesn't seem that none of that will matter as we see 3 ults come out from DePaul. But with that being said, on the topic of ults, DePaul does have 3 other ults to be used for this upcoming fight. As we're going to see some cleanup or last-minute touch coming in from the Storm. We see the Moon Knight ult come out, just placing it on the portal, making it so that the Doctor, nobody can come through that strange portal. And just like that, DePaul cleans up. Granted, it was a last-minute touch, but I feel like as a Storm, you take that. You get 2 ults out right there for basically like a desperation touch, kind of.
Yeah, we didn't burn any ults on our side. We lose very little tempo here, as it does seem that all the survivors of that little desperation touch just went to the new spawn point, reset, regroup with the team, and now we are sitting on 5 ults, almost 6, whereas DePaul only has their 1. Now, Moon Knight is going to be able to charge this up really fast because this is the situation that Moon Knight wants, where they are spaced far away and he's able to just spam out his totems. We don't have anything that can destroy those totems super fast, as it takes most supports 2 to 3 hits to be able to break those totems. But we are able to get them into this choke point here. This is right where we want them. We want them enclosed in those tight spaces where we can let Mr. Fantastic go to town. And we see the sustain of the Mr. Fantastic here, just being able to be in that back line and be able to sustain as long as possible. The Storm being under the bridge, dragging this out. Now, our healers are going to get a little bit low here, but we are going to get a Gambit ult on the side of Hemlor, which is going to sustain us a little bit longer. We still have a lot of ults up here. DePaul does get their first ult up here. And this is right where Moon Knight wants to pop it, and it does look like he's going to look at possibly popping it, but he's going to save for the next fight.
Yeah, very clean fight coming in from DePaul. We did see the Gambit ult come out from the side of the Storm, but unfortunately wasn't enough. But we do see a swap to tank pool on the side of the Storm. Just getting in that extra range to kind of poke in against the DePaul team, as DePaul's kind of been showing that they can scrap. They can scrap, and they have that Moon Knight. That's a big problem. We have to approach the Moon Knight. The Moon Knight doesn't have to approach us. And we do see the Rogue ult coming out, but Blitz Slays trying his hardest to survive. The Storm ult comes out for DePaul. Let's see where this Storm is looking at. But the Storm does end up getting our Rogue out, and some cleanups are coming in onto this tank pool as the Storm gets hit by the Storm.
Yeah, I mean, we did have a really good hold there early, burning a lot of time, and it does mean that DePaul is only going to have 3 minutes to push into this last point and get this as far as possible. And we do have another choke point coming up here pretty shortly, if I am remembering this map correctly.
Yeah, there should be one around like a corner turn coming up, basically where I'm All Yours is looking at right now. And it's a little scary here. Granted, ult economy is 3 to 3. Make it 3 to 4 now. I just want to point that out. The Invisible Woman now has her ult up. We do have that big backline mirror coming in from both sides.
We're up to 4 to 4 on ults. Gambit immediately popping that ult. We got a counter ult from the Thing, Magneto, and Invisible Woman on the side of DePaul. They pop 3 ults for R2.
Big cleanups coming in from DePaul, as again that Moon Knight ult just tacking up that damage and just allowing the cleanups to come in from other players on DePaul. Our fight was it ended as fast as it started, and we are seeing DePaul slowly bring up this cart. As the Storm come in for another fight, we do have the Mr. Fantastic ult, as well as an Eye of Agamotto. Eye of Agamotto has notoriously been a big playmaking ult for us. Let's see how Pycron enters as he goes into the back line. It's a big ult, but good peel coming in from DePaul onto at least one of their back line, but it's not enough as the Storm say, I don't got time for that Magneto bubble. We'll just look at literally anyone else. And we get 2 big picks, but the fight is still going out as Merc does get a closing pick onto the enemy Storm. And we see I'm All Yours popping the Deadpool ult. We could see if it comes back to bite him. The fight was kind of cleaned up. We did see the Paul kind of backing up there, but this Deadpool just gets the ult so fast, so it might not even matter. We may even see the ult come back in this next fight, even though it's at 0. Big pick on the Blitz Slays coming in from DePaul into 3 other picks. Make that 4 other picks coming in from DePaul. But we do see Merc pop the Fantastic ult on the point, just trying to stall for as long as we can. But all it does is tickle them. Mr. Fantastic, the tickle monster that he is not going to do anything.
We do have the Gambit ult out. We have the Invisible Woman ult coming out. It looks like they're going to try and stall this, but is it going to be enough to possibly stall out the Moon Knight? Because Moon Knight does have ult here. He does not manage to escape. That could have been a game changer and could have ended it there for DePaul, but they're going to have to fall back to this little choke point. What?
Just going for a soft, or just go for a reset there. You know, the rest of the team died. Rather than getting staggered, might as well just kill yourself. You know what I mean? Get back with the team faster, and same with the Moon Knight saving that ult there. You know, why risk it when we can just get this strange recontest that we're about to get and potentially see a big ult pop? But it looks like the Moon Knight is dead actually. So
that was a fast pick, and it looks like the Storm is just able to hold them at this portal here, keeping them back.
Yeah, we see DePaul's thing trying to get some right clicks through, but the Storm just says, we're not even going to deal with that. Strange Portal disappears, and we see lots of damage coming in from DePaul, but we're seeing back and forth trades seemingly in the Storm's favor as the Storm does get a pick onto the enemy Magneto, followed by the ult from our Deadpool, the Strange staying up for DePaul, but this Moon Knight is very low as Blitz does get the kill onto the enemy Moon Knight. Gambit as low as well, getting the pick. Eye of Agamotto, just a Far Cry ult, trying their best to get all their ults out, but it is too little too late as the Storm just have everybody up, and DePaul end the map 2-0, but we will see how the Storm respond on attack.
Now, the Storm does have a little bit farther here to push than on the last map. They have to make it 127 meters instead of that 35. And that is going to be a little bit harder. This map has that early choke point right out of spawn. So if the Storm is able to get past that initial choke point, I almost dropped my little marker here, you know? Just a little marker. Yeah.
Marker bros.
Yeah, marker bros. I got all my notes written down on a whiteboard here.
Nah, don't tell them that. You gotta let them. No, you gotta make them think that you're John Rivals. You know what I mean?
I'm very professional. I know all of this off at the top of my head.
Exactly.
There is nothing here. There is no notepad.
Yeah, for
no
practice,
whiteboard.
For casting practice, we study every Marvel Rivals game provided to us. We sit in on their scrims. We sit in on their games.
I mean, I do basically sit in on their scrims. We got league matches the same night that they got scrims and games. We're sitting there and we can hear them over on the other side. I hear everything.
Exactly. You hear
these headsets don't block a lot of noise.
Something about a Deadpool. Something about Emma Frost. Something in the corner of my ear. But you see a Namor on the side of DePaul, switching it up a little, getting 2 DPS this time. So we're rocking with the.
It looks like this is a very standard comp coming out of DePaul, having that 2 DPS, 2 tank, and 2 healer. Now, the Storm does stick with that 3 tank, but they are going to swap up the DPS and have an Iron Man here. Now, Iron Man has not been doing the greatest from all of my friends that actually main him. They said that he's not been doing the greatest in terms of damage, but it is going to be a possible little pick here, trying to counter that Moon Knight, keep away from his totems, but that Namor is just going to be a big oppressive thing to that Iron Man. Iron Man already going down this early into the match, but the Storm is able to get onto point pretty fast here, getting some damage out, poking things around, but it's not looking like they're going to be able to get a concrete hold here, being pushed off of point and being pushed back a little bit, looking for a reset here. Now, DePaul is going to get a lot of ult charge off of this. That Namor putting in absolute work, but also letting the Storm get a lot of ult charge off of those little squids that he just throws around. Now, we are going to see the Iron Man swap off back to the Mr. Fantastic. Honestly, the best choice here with that Namor hanging around. Come on, man. Hit your shots. What was that? What was that? I saw half a mag there. 2 hits?
Nah, don't worry about it. It never happened, as they say. But it's like you mentioned earlier, Taze, a big part of this push for the Storm is if we can get past the first choke. And it's looking like we are getting past it. We have 2 kills to nothing on the side of the Storm here. DePaul looking like they're backing up a little, trying to get that reset in, but the Storm don't want that. The Storm want to make sure they get this fight winning. They win this fight cleanly as we get a kill onto the Sioux Storm, and we do see the thing coming out from DePaul, but it leads to nothing as DePaul's thing does fall, and the DePaul University is just going to regroup and get a better hold as the Storm do take first point in a relatively quick manner. They lost the first fight and then they cleaned it up on the second fight with their ults.
Well, that's the kind of shots that I like to see. That nice tracking, getting rid of that squid, immediately flicking onto another person and getting that damage off. Now, it is tank pull, so it does a little bit less damage than DPS pool, or normal dead pool, as most people would say. I don't know. There's too many pools. There's a lot of pools.
How deep is the dead pool?
There is so much visual clutter.
A big Strangeo coming in from the Storm there, though. Able to clean up this fight relatively swiftly. Nobody fell there, and we do see I'm All Yours trying to get that stagger kill onto the enemy Magneto, but he is going to meet up with his team, and we do see that Wolverine come out that we saw a little bit in the last match. Wasn't able to help them get the dub, but we will see how it serves in this game here. We do have the Mr. Fantastic as opposed to the Moon Knight. You see this Wolverine almost getting a kill onto the Strange, but the Magneto ult does not get any picks. But Blitz is very low, and Blitz does fall. Big Invisible Woman ult coming out from DePaul, allowing them to stay healthy and get these picks onto the Storm. As we just stand still, let them kill us, you know. We're not trying to waste any time.
It looked like he was honestly CC'd there.
Oh, could have been, honestly.
It looked like he was trying to move. He was looking around, swinging at things, but he just wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah, it could have been grounded by the thing from DePaul.
Now, the thing that's going to be interesting is the Wolverine looks like it might be a little bit more used here since the Storm does not have the thing on their team anymore, so there's going to be a little bit more squishies. But Blitz is going to be able to get that double with the ulti here.
Yeah.
And the Moon Knight ult also went out. They managed to go 3 for 2 ults. Now, DePaul does have 1 ult to the Storm's 1 ult, but granted, it is a Gambit ult to a DPS ult. The Storm did burn a lot of a lot of healer ults in the last couple fights, but they are getting steady pace on. It does look like they're at a better pace than DePaul was. DePaul, while they were up fighting, they had 1 person sitting back moving the point, whereas the Storm seems to have 2 to 3 people on the point at all times and 2 tanks up front pushing that point. Now Wolverine is going to be at full stacks here, which is going to be a little dangerous for all of those shield champs, and it does look like he's getting a lot more value out. That is quick work of all of those extra high HP champions. Now the fact that they're able to just pick up the Wolverine and yeet.
Yeah, the fastball special is one of the goofiest, and I feel like one of the most fun team ups in this game. But it also gives the Wolverine a free dive. I feel like that's the biggest thing to come out.
Wolverine already out in this fight. We do see the Invisible Woman ult come out, which is going to give them a little bit of space, and the Moon Knight ult's going to come out, but it doesn't look like it's going to find a whole lot, with Strange still pushing through and DePaul using the clobbering time to retaliate against them. Now we are going to see the switch off of Mr. Fantastic back onto Iron Man here. They got rid of the Namor, so there's not really that counter anymore. But the thing is, there is still in the caves here. There's not a whole lot of space for Iron Man to be able to move vertically or horizontally here.
Yeah, but even though the Iron Man doesn't have that much vertical or horizontal space, not too much space to fly, the same can be said for DePaul. There's not that much space for them to move around, so the Iron Man can get all of that AoE damage onto DePaul here. But we do see a big Wolvie ult onto Pycron as well as Hemor. But Hemor able to get out very low, but able to get out. Now full again. But doesn't matter, as we do see the Wolverine get a kill on the tank pull, followed by Blitz dying. Frontline is down. We're just gonna fall back here.
What is that skin?
Oh, I'd have.
Is that Mr. Fantastic Iron Man?
I think that's like his I forget what it's called. It's basically like his billionaire skin. He's just like suited up in Tony Stark drip.
Now the thing is, the Storm has 30 seconds here to push it an additional couple meters. They have to get this push off. They have to make it past this choke point. This was a really fast push for DePaul last time that they made it through, and are they going to be able to do the same thing? They take out the Moon Knight. They're going to be pushing them back. Wolverine is out. They come through with the clobbering time. We got the maximum pulse to just get eaten by the Magneto ult, and they're just going to keep slamming away. We do see that we swapped off of the tank pull into a thing, and we're gonna have the Agamotto come through. We're gonna have the Emma Frost ulti come through, and it looks like that might be enough. They're staggering off those tanks in the DPS now. We do have the Moon Knight ult coming through. And he's just gonna keep sitting there in the backline, spamming all of his crescents, hitting all of his buttons. No, just getting all those buttons out. We love those buttons from Moon Knight. We do have the HU Storm's clobbering time go through, but it doesn't look like it's going to be a whole lot of effective. We do have a ult coming through from the side of DePaul from Invisible Woman. We're going to be pushing through. They're keeping each other at a stalemate here, pushing into that overtime. If HU can come out victorious, they might have a chance at taking map 2 and being able to possibly push into the win. Now, are they going to be able to do it? We really hope that they are. This is that grudge match. This is the revenge for last time. This is their final push. They have one person sitting on the ult. We have a Wolverine ult coming through. That's their healer out. We have one tank and one healer down. Pycron being incredibly low. Both DPS going down. We have Heimlor and I'm All Yours Love, and it does not look like it's going to be enough.
And just like that, DePaul keep their record. The Storm just unfortunately not able to get that revenge match on DePaul. DePaul showing we are the better team.
I mean, I don't know. That second match, that was close from the Storm.
That second match was close.
I don't think the Iron Man swap there at the end was actually that great. I'm not gonna lie. His damage does not seem like it was doing a whole lot. It was definitely forcing DePaul to play a little bit more cautiously, but it did not seem like the play there. The oppressiveness of the Moon Knight there, forcing them back, keeping them in those choke points, being able to stall things out, pull people together, being able to just throw down that Ankh, being able to pull people in directly into different ults. It did not seem like it was a whole lot, and we do see that, looking at those final blows there, the sheer damage as well coming out from the Moon Knight, 44,000 in comparison to the Storm's 17 from the Iron Man. It was just a way more decisive damage, and it looked like it was so much damage coming out from the side of DePaul. Now, the Storm did have a lot of damage blocked there. If you look at that damage blocked there, we have 51,000, 45,000, 41,000. That is a ton of damage being shut down on the side of DePaul, just being absorbed, and our healers working absolute overtime. 48,000 on heals? Insane.
Very insane.
It just shows how good we are at being able to sustain in those fights, keep our tanks alive, keep our DPS alive. In terms of pure skill, I would say that the Storm has DePaul matched, if not outclassed. We have a better comp, but it honestly seems like it came down to team play overall. The Storm is a fairly new team, and it seems like that is honestly what led to their downfall here. And it is a repeat of last time going 2-1. But that's not the end. We're still in the playoffs. We still have another chance. We still have another chance to come back and face DePaul again. While this grudge match might not have been it, we still have another shot. We still have another shot to see them in the playoffs. And the series isn't over. We have a couple more games, I believe, from Mace. I think we have one more game before playoffs come out, and if we are able to do that, if we are able to win that, I'm pretty sure we're firmly seated in the playoffs. I'm not sure what our standing are on the playoffs. I forgot to ask what the playoff standing was for Mace. I asked for PCL or first seed. Mace, I don't know. I forgot to ask.
I'm pretty sure we're doing well in both.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're fairly well, firmly seated in both playoffs, and we did actually get invited to a LAN. I don't know if that's secret news or not, but the rivals team to get invited to a LAN, so that's the next that's the next major event that we're going to be playing in. And then we also have playoffs for both MACE and PCL, which PCL, it seems like we might be able to take home the trophy on that. From how dominant we've been throughout the entire season in PCL, just the sheer determination from the Storm. I honestly believe that we will be able to possibly bring it back against DePaul. We might have lost today's grudge match, but it's not the end. We have another shot. We have another round. We have another shot at taking that trophy. Like I said, Peter and Ryan, this is their senior year. This is their last and only shot at being able to bring home a trophy and being able to put on their thing. Hey, look, we were trophies. We were front runners of this. We won these trophies. We were victors. And I honestly think that we have a good shot at that. I think DePaul is going to be our biggest hurdle in getting into that, though. And I'm going to be interested to see how our playoff matches against them go, honestly.
Yeah, and with that being said, that goes for all of us, actually. We got playoffs all around the board, And if you want to see the Marvel Rivals team journey as well as any other team's journey, you know where to find us. We go live the same time every night on this stream, Harrisburg University, around 8 p.m. every night. We will be seeing you guys tomorrow for Smash, if I'm remembering right. I'm pretty sure the Smash team
is it Smash? Can we get a confirmation on that?
Yes, the Smash team will be on stream tomorrow. But Taze did a great job, man. Oh, you want a dap?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been an honor, man.
You did a great job.
This was a great stream to watch. This was a great match to watch. Getting all the lore behind this, it was just absolutely amazing. And the Storm put on a great show.
Thank you all for watching. For those of you who attended our local watch party, thank you for attending that as well. But it is time to come to a close. Once again, thank you all for watching, and thank you for letting us yap to y'all. And we will see y'all in the next stream.
And you know what they say? That's all, folks.
Really falling after those 2 early picks, but what matters here is that the Storm do keep up the point percentage. I'm all yours getting a kill on the opposing tank pool, and the Storm will be up 1 as we see DePaul trying the soft reset here.
Be able to take down the Thing here. Nope.
They don't take down Thing.
We do get a rocket ulti out, though.
That we do. We get rocket ulti out, and the Thing does pop his ult, and at least no kills. But even then, it turns out that the rocket ult from DePaul was enough to shift the point control. Excuse me. Both sides using support ults here. As we see Dark Child come out from DePaul, but the Luna Snow ult is still going on for a bit, but that does not matter as the Blade ult is absolutely massive in DePaul. Again, it seems like DePaul's fights are swift and clean. Just bullets raining in from DePaul. The fight is still breaking out. We see the Thing getting the right clicks in, lots of damage, but no bodies are falling. That's definitely worse for the Storm in this situation, as we see the cleanups come in from DePaul.
But we do have Iron Fist and Rogue running back as fast as possible, so as long as they can keep this OT up on this point, they may be able to stall this out, but it does not look like they're going to be able to hold on to it, and point 1 is going to go over to DePaul here.
Yeah, very promising first fight from the Storm.
Going to try and switch up that dive a little bit, try and be a little bit tankier on the back line, get some more AoE out damage out. But it does look like DePaul is sticking with the same strategy. Blade ult up already, Rocket ult up already, all used within the first 8 seconds of the match.
Geography does not want the Storm to win this fight as DePaul gets saved a little from the wall coming down. As we see a 1-for-1 trade, and then another Blade ult comes out to close out this fight for DePaul. You see, saw DePaul's Thing try to go for an early ult, but it did not work out too well. As you see, the Storm do win the fight. The Thing change cleans it up swiftly, and even though we are 99-0, we can do it back. What I do love even more is this DePaul ult from their tank pool. We do see 1 kill on the side of DePaul.
2
into
and
2,
3.
into 3, into 4, and let's get a 5. And can we get a 6?
Oh, there it is. Yep, it's already
just
out.
Just like that, the DePaul tank pool ult is out. We see an early pick onto Merc for the side of DePaul, getting that one up on the Storm literally just a team wipe. That was a Bloodstone. That is a big pick, but DePaul is ult dumping. They really want to win this fight here, but the Emma Frost ult from the Storm coming into play, but it doesn't seem to be enough as we see Hemor fall on the Cloak and Dagger. And yeah, a big thing from the last game was that the supports only died like twice at most on the side of DePaul. If the supports live, then they get value. And these supports are living for DePaul. As again, Taze, the health bars are just not going down. Clone, very aggressive Clone trying to get that space away. And then we see Pycron follow up with an Eye of Agamotto. 2 picks on the side of the Storm, followed by a 3rd coming in from Sorov. Able to get this fight cleaned up. Very nice and tidy. It's a big backline character falling, and DePaul are trying their hardest to get the cleanup kills, and the cleanup kills are coming in. A trade in from Merc onto the Cloak and Dagger, but is it going to be enough to secure this fight, or at least reset neutral here? He does get out, but the chase is coming in. Let's see if we can get this trade kill. See if there's any greed coming in from DePaul. Big Wolverine ult coming in from DePaul as it cleans up all of these bodies, and DePaul should be able to cap this point here. Moto coming in from DePaul. They are trying their hardest to live. Wolverine very low, but back up. Let's see if this max rage could lead to any tank shredding. I'm all yours getting a pick on the tank pull, followed by a huge Eye of Agamotto from Pycron, and that should clean up the fight. Trying to get in. We do see a recontest coming in from the Strange ult. That is a big recontest as it does force out Hemlor's ult for the Cloak and Dagger. But what matters the most here is that we get the point. If it takes an ult or two, so be it.
1 point off of that Strange portal, and is that going to be the downfall of DePaul here? It looks like DePaul might have one chance at a fight here. If they manage to lose this, the Storm is going to take it. They have 0.19 meters, and the Storm does take map 2. This
early pick coming out from our Rogue and a big Invisible Woman ult early. Getting that early tempo on the side of the Storm with that ult, able to push them back almost to their spawn door as we see Merc getting loads and loads of picks on this Strange. A Gambit ult coming in from Hemlor, and that does lead to a pick coming in from Sorab. And then a follow-up pick from Pycron, another one for Sorab. Let's just clean up for the Storm. This is a very big spawn hold, or very big first choke hold. Clean up, or a last minute touch coming in from the Storm. We see the Moon Knight ult come out, just placing it on the portal, making it so that the Doctor, nobody can come through that Strange portal. And just like that, DePaul cleans up. Granted, it was a last minute touch.
We're going to get a Gambit ult on the side of Hemlor, which is going to sustain us a little bit longer. We still have a lot of ults up here. DePaul does get their first ult up here, and this is right where Moon Knight wants to pop it, and it does look like he is going to look at possibly popping it, but he's going to save for the next fight. 4 on ults, Gambit immediately popping that ult. We got a counter ult from the Thing, Magneto, and Invisible Woman on the side of DePaul. They pop 3 ults for R2.
Big cleanups coming in from DePaul. He's coming in from DePaul into 3 other picks, make that 4 other picks coming in from DePaul. But we do see Merc pop the fantastic ult on the point, just trying to stall for as long as we can, but all it does is tickle them.
We're going to try and stall this, but is it going to be enough to possibly stall out the Moon Knight? Because Moon Knight does have ult here. He does not manage to escape. That could have been a game changer and could have ended it there for DePaul, but they're going to have to fall back to this little choke point. What?
The Thing just going for a soft, or just going for a reset. Moon Knight, Gambit as low as well, getting the pick. Eye of Agamotto, just a Far Cry ult, trying their best to get all their ults out, but it is too little too late as the Storm just have everybody up. They win this fight cleanly as we get a kill onto the Sioux Storm, and we do see the Thing ult coming out from DePaul, but it leads to nothing as DePaul's Thing does fall, and the DePaul University is just going to regroup. This is very low, and Blitz does fall. Big Invisible Woman ult coming out from DePaul, allowing them to stay healthy and get these picks onto the Storm. As we just stand still, let them kill us, you know. We're not trying to waste any time.
It looked like he was honestly CC, whereas the Storm seems to have 2 to 3 people on the point at all times and 2 tanks up front pushing that point. Now Wolverine is going to be at full stacks here, which is going to be a little dangerous for all of those shield champs, and it does look like he's getting a lot more value out. Their final push. They have 1 person sitting on the ult. We have a Wolverine ult coming through. That's their healer out. We have 1 tank and 1 healer down. Pycron being